oh, why did you call your band Puddle of Mud? Like, oh, that's what I saw. I saw a show and it was like a cool name. Like Ministries is like, I don't have like 10 minutes to talk to you. What are 3 minutes about? The name doesn't come from Dante. I just.
That's what you told me.
That's a short answer I give to people when I don't feel like explaining myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Sorry.
Well, then tell me.
We got time.
Okay.
You stop swerving, by the way.
I cannot stop swerving. Menace Trees was one of the last lines in a poem I wrote called Entente Cordiale. I probably wrote when I was like 15 or 16. And basically, the poem talks about how in certain like physical ways, men and trees are like similar. Like the poem goes like, they reach like us. It talks about how like they both stand still. They stay in place. They stay where they're rooted. They reach out like rose grasping for something. In the right light and shadows, silhouette could almost like they could almost pass the same. But that in the way that men act, we differentiate ourselves by basically murder and death. We do these things that trees, these qualities they don't have because they're not sentient. And basically one of the last, and the whole poem works basically as if you think that it's from a man's perspective, but it's from the perspective of a tree looking at like this kind of foreign species. And the last line is men, as trees they pose, nature permitting, like they care. And so that line, men as trees, is what I took from that. The Dante thing is somewhat later, not much later. I was reading in the Inferno, and in the Wood of the Suicides, which is just this great imagery about how the souls of suicides are trapped in trees, and they can only express themselves as long as they're wounded. There's these harpies in the trees that claw at them, and as they're bleeding, they can scream their horror. But as soon as their wounds heal, they become mute. I thought that was just a great image. I thought it was so fitting because I'd chosen that band name, and the song "Trespass in the Wood of the Suicides" is about that. Is actually basically just talking about Dante from that scene. But that's not where our band name comes from. I just think that's a really interesting perspective.
Should we play Trespass?
Trespass? Yeah, I thought that was just for the kind of music we play, that's